Hello everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Wehry Weekly History and Entertainment News. It's a week before Halloween, which is normally the time for trick-or-treating, parades, and having Halloween parties. However, under COVID-19, there are many more rules in place. In this week's episode, I'll be discussing how Berkshire County's two biggest cities, Pittsfield and North Adams, are reacting to COVID-19 and Halloween, along with the usual entertainment stories. First, it's time for this week's trivia question, which will be answered at the end of the show. This week's question is, in honor of Halloween, which popular North Adams bar will be featured in an upcoming horror film? Now, for this week's local entertainment headlines. The city of Pittsfield announced that it will not be hosting its annual Halloween parade for the first time in recent memory. Pittsfield is discouraging people from going trick-or-treating, but is still allowing it, with many precautions at hand. In a statement from Pittsfield Mayor Linda Tyre, explaining why Pittsfield wasn't canceling trick-or-treat altogether, quote, "The gains we have made as a community are a reflection of our consistent and shared commitment to keep ourselves and those around us safe. For this reason, we are strongly urging residents not to participate in trick-or-treat. Despite the risks, we understand that there will be residents and families who choose to participate in trick-or-treat. For those who wish to carry on with this Halloween tradition, we are recommending a number of safety measures to minimize the risk to both themselves and those around them." End quote. Trick-or-treat hours in Pittsfield will take place on its usual date, October 31st, from 5:30 p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m., which lands on a Saturday this year. Those who do not wish to participate should turn off their porch light, as they would without COVID-19 restrictions. Trick-or-treaters must wear masks and stay with their families at all times. Those handing out candy must participate in grab and go. No waiting outside your houses. Also, only one child will be allowed at the house at a time. If you see someone picking up candy, you must wait until they have left the vicinity. If you are still hesitant to participate in trick-or-treat, there will be virtual Halloween contests at cityofpittsfield.com. And while there, make sure to check out their full list of low-risk, moderate-risk, and high-risk activities, as per CDC guidelines. The city of North Adams is encouraging trick-or-treating, but warning about safety as well. According to Mayor Tom Bernard, North Adams has had to cancel so many other things that canceling the trick-or-treat festivities would have been devastating for families. Despite this approach, there will be many restrictions still in place. Hours will be limited from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m., just like Pittsfield. Going trick-or-treating with non-family is not recommended. Those interested must remain with their families. The city is recommending that people follow the mnemonic GHOST. It stands for grab and go only, have fun, only visit participating houses, stay close to home, and take your mask. Many of these rules are the same as the Pittsfield rules and regulations mentioned earlier. Mayor Bernard has also banned gatherings and parties with non-household members, and trunk or treat, where families go door to door in cars instead of houses, is strictly forbidden. A good alternative may be Halloweester. This is when you buy candy, hide it around the house, Have your children dress up in their Halloween costume and have them find the candy. This combines the best aspects of Halloween and Easter. Visit northadams.gov to see the full list of what to do and what not to do. Pittsfield and North Adams, in addition to Lenox and Great Barrington, are going to be hosting drive-through trick-or-treating on Friday, October 30th, which will be sponsored by the Berkshire Eagle, Carr Hardware, and others. All kids and families are encouraged to drive into one of the 4 Carr Hardware locations located throughout the Berkshires. They are at 547 North Street in Pittsfield, 179 State Road in North Adams, 489 Pittsfield Road in Lenox, and 256 Main Street in Great Barrington. They will be safely distributing candy to everyone who dresses up. In addition, they will be handing out free carving pumpkins to the first 50 cars at each location. People attending this event must stay in their car at all times. The drive-through trick-or-treat event will be taking place from 4 to 6 p.m. Trick-or-treaters can submit photos of their costumes at the event to the Berkshire Eagle's website for a chance to win gift cards. Artscape in Pittsfield has unveiled a new mural. The Sun Will Rise is a collaboration between Milltown Capital and Artscape and is located at North Street, just above the West Side Clock Shop. This mural is a collaborative work created by artists Jesse Tobin McCauley, Jay Tobin, and Stephanie Quetty, all of whom are from the area. It features an abstract, cubist image of a bright orange sun rising over a colorful mountaintop, and it took months to accomplish this artwork. Both Milltown and Artscape employees had nothing but positive things to say about the new mural and working with each other. Kathy Penna from Milltown stated, quote, "This felt like a wonderful opportunity to support our valued local artists while reinforcing our commitment to invest in our downtown," end quote. While Abby Powers from Artscape added, quote, "This project is possible thanks to the support of the Pittsfield Cultural Council and the help of Milltown. We're so thankful for the hard work they have done to make this space available and for their generous match of this project," end quote. This is one of the many murals located in the city, so make sure to check this out. On October 10th, the Art of the Hills narrative exhibit opened at the Berkshire Museum. This is a juried exhibition showing the work of over 60 local contemporary artists and celebrating the art of the Berkshires. Art of the Hills is an annual event that started in 2018, but was in danger of not being held at all this year due to COVID-19. Instead, it was presented as part of the Berkshire Museum at Home virtual exhibit for months. Now, it is showing as part of Phase 4 of the reopening Berkshire Museum process. Visitors will still be required to follow the COVID Code of Conduct, which includes social distancing, face coverings for all patrons ages 2 and older, sharing information for contact tracing, and more. Reservations during this phase will cost $13 per adult. Berkshire Museum members, EBT card holders, and children ages 18 and under can get in for free. Reservations may be made at berkshiremuseum.org/visit or by calling 413-443-7171 extension 360. This exhibit will be on display until January 2021. The company Canna & Lee can finally start to hold weekend drive-in concerts on Meadow Street, after some of them were canceled due to improper behavior. On Tuesday, October 9th, the Lee Select Board okayed the company a permit to start holding performances on October 16th. Meadow Street was already holding a concert series, but had to shut it down over violations of Massachusetts Department of Public Health guidelines, which have since been loosened under Governor Charlie Baker. Authorities stated that concertgoers were not complying with mask wearing and social distancing guidelines. Because many people got out of their vehicles, they were in violation of the 50-person limit for outdoor performances. In addition, the promoter was still advertising online and selling tickets to shows that had been canceled. Many Lee Select members warned Canna to take their second chance seriously. Sean Reginer stated, quote, "We don't want to revisit this again. We have our fingers crossed." While Chairman David Conolati was more blunt, warning, quote, "Do not screw this up, period," end quote. Now that Canna has their second chance, they and concertgoers must now follow the revised state regulations enacted by Governor Baker and mentioned here on WWHEN. These allow for larger audiences up to 250 people, excluding concert staff and bands. Concertgoers will be permitted to sit outside their vehicles in their designated parking space, wearing masks and social distancing. Concerts will need to end by 10 o'clock p.m. and no bands will be allowed from states that Massachusetts currently considers to be high risk, such as Rhode Island. Next up for the organizers is to book acts for the renewed show dates, which had been on hold pending the board's approval for the new permit. There will be no WWHEN history portion of the show this week. Instead, I will be discussing a lot of the fall festivals that are going on in the Berkshires. First, Naumkeag in Stockbridge is going to have a very busy fall and winter, with the Incredible Pumpkin Show and Winterlights being two of the most popular events the garden holds. There are new rules and regulations under COVID-19 restrictions. The Incredible Naumkeag Pumpkin Show is being held every Wednesday through Sunday during October from 4 to 9 p.m. Over 15,000 jack-o'-lanterns are on display, and they are a combination of artificial and real pumpkins. Volunteers and staff carve the pumpkins featured throughout the grounds, and a majority of the pumpkins on display need to be replaced on a weekly basis. Tickets must be bought online. They will not be sold at the facilities. To do so, visit the website shown here. Ticket prices vary depending on membership and day. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, they cost $20 for non-members, $15 for members, $10 for non-member children, and $5 for member children. While on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, they cost $25 for non-members, $20 for members, and the price for children remains the same. Only 50 people will be allowed at the grounds at all times, including staff. Mask and social distancing regulations are required at all times. Additionally, the popular Winterlights Festival will be happening starting in November at Naumkeag. The team at Naumkeag began planning this event during the peak of the pandemic, ensuring that this annual event would not be canceled. Winterlights is a dazzling feast for the eyes, with more than 150,000 energy-efficient LEDs spread across the historic 48-acre gardens. Winterlights will run every day from November 27th through January 2nd, with the exceptions being Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Based on the rate of early ticket sales, the show is expected to sell out, so get your tickets now at thetrustees.org/nomkyog. Ticket prices cost the same as the pumpkin show mentioned earlier. Masks and social distancing are required, and all parking is on site. Visitors must follow one-way foot traffic patterns and only pass through the displays once, limiting visits to an hour. There will only be 50 people allowed at the property at a time, and 200 people allowed per night. Again, this event is expected to sell out, so make sure to purchase your tickets early. Yet another popular fall festival going on in Stockbridge is the Harvest Festival at the Berkshire Botanical Gardens in Stockbridge. This month-long, 86-year tradition shows the gardens decked out in fall colors and features weekly themed outdoor events and a chance to scroll the beautiful 24-acre grounds. This was in danger of being canceled due to COVID-19, but Berkshire Botanical Garden employees and the town of Stockbridge were able to pull it off. Each week there will be a different event. Some of these include bands, classes, and workshops, children-themed fall activities, and more. In addition, every Saturday there will be food trucks and local breweries throughout the garden, provided they can keep in compliance with social distancing rules and regulations. The only event not happening will be the Botanical Barnyard. Berkshire Botanical Gardens stated that an animal menagerie was too risky to have during this pandemic. Admission for this event cost $7.50 for non-members and is free for members and children under the age of 12. Visit the website shown here to purchase your tickets. Capacity limits are kept at 250 people per Governor Charlie Baker's order. Masks must be worn, and social distancing guidelines are in full force. This is a great opportunity to see one of Berkshire County's most beautiful gardens while experiencing fun events. So don't miss it. It's now time for the answer to this week's trivia question. As a reminder, the question was, which popular North Adams bar will be featured in an upcoming horror film? The answer is State Street Tavern. Located at 167 State Street, this is a locally famous gathering place for citizens of North Adams and has been so for over 50 years. It has been closed since the pandemic. Since bars cannot open until Phase 4 in Massachusetts, which is not likely to happen anytime soon, it has been a creepy, empty location. This makes it perfect to film a horror movie at. Brad Rego, the director for the horror movie Cryptid, was looking into empty restaurants in Berkshire County and Western Massachusetts that would make an excellent filming location. They were able to secure permits to film and started shooting in early October. According to Assistant Director Andrew Fitzgerald, the movie is an old-school style creature feature that takes place in Maine but is being filmed throughout Western Massachusetts about a monster that comes out when it rains. Deemed to be a random attack by town officials, a journalist investigates. Fitzgerald said that the movie will be made in the spirit of low-budget horror films. It has not been easy to film during this pandemic. Fitzgerald stated that the cast and crew, which is kept to a minimum, is tested for COVID-19 on a regular basis, and finding permission to film locations is a challenge by itself. The crew is kept masked at all times and stays apart from the actors whenever it is possible. The co-owner of the State Street Tavern, Dennis St. Pierre, visited the set once and was happy to see his bar being put to good use, stating, quote, "It's nice to see some action here," end quote. It is not yet clear when Cryptid will be released or on what platform it chooses to go to, but however it is released, North Adams residents can take pride in the fact that one of their most popular bars was part of the movie. That ends this week's episode of Wehry Weekly History and Entertainment News. You can watch this week's episode on channel 1301 of PCTV, CTSB-TV, and NBC-TC. Air times on all three of these networks vary. Visit the websites shown here for more information. Please note that if you are watching these programs on television, the video quality may not be as strong as my YouTube channel, so check out RT Wehry for a better quality. Thank you.